one candidate fighting for us in 2016. It's Bernie or bust, Bernie or bust, Bernie or bust. In 2016, it's Bernie or bust, Bernie or bust, Bernie or bust.
Hey, this is your boy Robert Brown with BRB TV, with soon to be called Hardcore Politics with Robert Brown. Today, I get to tell you the state of the race right now, the math as it stands on June 15th. Now, I gotta make it quick because, you know, I don't want to bore you. All right, so I'm gonna read this report from a mathematician, political mathematician, John Lourdes. And he said he was going to do this on a video, but he never did it yet, so I'm going to do it. I'm talking on behalf of John, and you'll see this on Facebook, but the math of the convention. And I'm going to read it. He said the National Convention, the math as it stands June 15th, well, it's not June 15th now. A few more counties flipped for Bernie, so I'm excited about that. He said, greetings, sisters and brothers and others. I hope you are all doing well in spite of these dark times of media blackout and counter-revolution propaganda. I am writing you today to arm you with the real numbers that are in play today. Unfortunately, yet unsurprisingly, the lamestream media has turned even more fully against our movement than before. They're spreading misinformation like a plague or fear and doubt. But don't worry yourselves. Just as darkness is dispelled by the light of a candle, misinformation and lies vanish before the light of knowledge. And we're about to give you some knowledge right now. Because you know, as we know right now, Lucifer has showed in his leaked documents into the DNC that they planned and colluded with the corporate media to throw this thing straight to Clinton. So it's plotted out. All right, now, here's the straight numbers. First of all, for those of you who may not have heard, Hillary Clinton has not clinched the nomination, and superdelegates do not vote until July 25th. Understand me, people, you can't poll a victory for election. If we could, all we have to do is call you up on the phone and say, hey, yo, who's you voting for? Bam, and check it off. No, you got to get your butt up and go into the polls and pull that lever, slip that card in, whatever. You cannot poll an election result. And that's what happened a couple of weeks ago when the AP called it for her after Jersey went. I think they did it before then. And they plotted that. They said they were going to do that. I got it on video. You saw it on one of my episodes. All right. She does not have the 2,383 pledged delegates that are needed to clinch the nomination. Nor will she. See, the voting is done. The last vote is the superdelegates in Philly. The voting is done. And as of to this date, she did not clinch the nomination. She do not have the numbers. She did not hit the magic numbers. Bernie Sanders came from 60% behind and stopped her from hitting the number. That's why it's a contested convention. There's no more primaries. Anyone who says otherwise is either a liar or they simply don't know what they're talking about or they don't know politics. As of now, according to the Green Papers, which never lies, the pledged delegates count stands this way. Bernie Sanders, 1,833. That's about 45.2% of the vote in the Democratic Party. That's huge for somebody who was a no-name. Hillary Clinton got 2,218, 54.8%. So she do lead at this moment and pledged delegates, but I gotta let you know right now, this is not updated because we have so many California. Let me explain something to you. There's about 23 states minimum that have not certified the election. Yes, the check is under her name, but they still are counting and investigating the vote because there's lawsuits, voter fraud, voter suppression, left and right. And in this case, California, they had mail-in ballots and they haven't been all counted yet. And they're still doing that. And as of to this date, I think about 8 counties, I may be wrong, 8 counties have flipped for Bernie, was in her favor, but have flipped overwhelmingly in Bernie once they counted all the votes. And you know what? That's not actually bad. And while the primaries themselves are over, there's still quite a few opportunities for the numbers to shift. One of these opportunities is the result of California, which I was just talking about, where the news is mostly ignored, or they're ignoring the fact that 3 counties have flipped. I think it's more than that now for Bernie, and that there are still millions of ballots to process and have not been counted. I'm paraphrasing. These results will take a few weeks to fully emerge, and that will get its own article soon. So just be patient, all right? Something to keep in mind. Remember now that all of the 4,051 pledged delegates are now accounted for. They shouldn't be. That's what they said, but they shouldn't be. But that's another issue. Every delegate that we gain, whether from state convention, from recount, from updated California results, from whatever else, each delegate is taken from Hillary and added to Bernie's total. In other words, while there are 385 delegates between Clinton and Sanders, we only need half of that number to catch up to her. And that makes sense. We don't need 385 delegates. We only need to gain 193 delegates to take the lead. This is before the super delegates. So right now, he's saying the numbers is not 385, even though on TV, the 385 gap they feel is needed to catch up to her. But actually, we only need 193 delegates to take the lead. All right. 29 states, I've just said this, 29 states have not certified their results. And there's still 16 state conventions remain. And that was that whole debacle in Nevada. That was the state convention where even though you may have won a certain amount of delegates, you have to go to state convention to secure those delegates. Those delegates can switch to the other side if you don't go to the convention and secure it. And that's how Bernie has won a lot more delegates lately, because the Hillary Clinton delegates never showed up to secure this thing. All right, New Jersey. All right, 16 state conventions remain. As Don Ford would say, and as I mentioned in previous articles, we can gain, and we have gained, delegates at the state convention. New Jersey is today, and after that, there's 15 more states to go. 15 more states to go. In addition to the state conventions like West Virginia, Montana, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Michigan, Vermont, Georgia, Arkansas, Connecticut, Kentucky, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and the Virgin Islands, which are all supposed to have been certified by now, have not certified their results yet. This is apparently due to pending legal decisions, recount, and various complications and irregularities. This is very complex. Each state or territory is separate in a unique case, and with so many moving parts, it is difficult to predict it's difficult to predict what will come of all of this. The corporate media won't admit it, but there are a lot of wild cards in this deck. If you are in any of these places, I encourage you to figure out what it is happening or what is happening, and to see if you can get involved in some way, like they're doing in California right now. The California burners are out there making sure that they count these votes and count them right, and there's no funny stuff coming from the Secretary of State of that state. You can do the same thing in your state. The bottom line is this. As a movement, we're going to try to grab those 193 delegates in any way that we can. That may seem like a real difficult thing to do. That's because it pretty much is, but it's not impossible. However, there is a good amount of time between now and the convention. A lot of things could happen in that time, and we're going to have to use it well, and if our social revolution succeed. In other words, we still got time. Anything can happen. FBI investigation. Indictments will take place. Don't think they won't. But this is outside the indictments. It is crucial that we all unite as one in this movement. If we spend this time bickering among each other, we lose. So don't fight with fellow burners. Of course, emotions are high, and at the moment, emotions are high, but we must stand together in solidarity and bring more humans into the movement, not less. They want us to become fragmented, and I've written all about this in my article, Sanderistas Unite. Do not fall for it. So I already put a video out saying get your head out your behind. We still must unite. We still must get this thing done, because this is a real revolution. This is no joke. There's plans beyond the election as we speak. As Don Ford has written, we are also going to try to change the minds of many Clinton delegates, both super and pledge as we can. I agree with Don that Clinton supporters are basically all good people that simply may not know what it is at stake here. The reason that Sanders supporters are with him, even when the news say the race is over, is that our conscience will not allow us to vote for someone like Hillary Clinton. See, we did our research. I believe that there are many very good reasons for this, and if we can bring these good reasons to the attention of Clinton delegates, we also have consciences, and they also have consciences. With those consciences, things could change in a big way on the convention floor. In order to do that, though, we must win the media war. Now, I'll be blunt here. The establishment and their corporate allies are trying to block us out or black us out. They're telling everyone that the nomination is over with, that we're all going to fall in line behind their candidate, and that we're just a fringe movement for white male colleagues and students now. Well, I'm not a white male, as you can see. I'm black. They're hoping to scare enough of us into going to the Clinton side with the big bad Trump card, or make Trump card, I would call it Trump card. So they're going to show the big face of Trump, and they're going to try to fear you into going with Trump. Not knowing, and I'll talk about that when we're done. We must let them know that that will not be happening. We need to flood the internet with pro-Bernie Sanders articles, memes, hashtags, and whatever else. If we can make enough noise, we will break through that blackout, and their plan will fail. If we don't win the media war, all of our other goals will become very difficult to achieve. To help us break through, you can share, retweet, reblog, repost this article, and others like it. And I'll put that under my YouTube page. From people like Don Ford, H.A. Goodman, The Same Progressive, Lee Camp, Tim Black, I had Tim Black and myself. Here's the Burners Media Index and a lot of relevant articles too. Now go forth and break the internet. To sum it all up, and I must a way to work the big articles. To sum it all up, in a nutshell, Hillary Clinton has not and will not clinch the nomination. It will be decided July 25th by the superdelegates, and I hope to see you all in Philly. Ignore all of the news that claim otherwise, or better yet, correct the record. So even the DNC will not agree that she has clinched the nomination. So they are the ones who really matters. California still has millions of ballots left to count, and as we speak, these counties that were for Clinton are flipping to Bernie right now. So it's looking good for him in California. Many states have not certified their results. The delegate counts will change between now and the convention. It is the only question is by how much. We got to be patient. The corporate media vipers are trying to black out our movement. They will fail because we're awesome. Plus, we understand the internet better than they do. We must use that understanding to break their silence. Now, in a nutshell, I'm gonna make this quick. We got to go ahead and correct the record. Let people know, even the DNC does not acknowledge that this race is over, and they do not pronounce her. The DNC do not pronounce her as the presumptive nominee. The media did that out of spite, but right now the media has so many lawsuits as a result of it because it's siphoned the vote. People were suppressed. After hearing that somebody clinched something, you don't want to go out and vote when it was a blatant lie. She have not clinched. She do not have the magic numbers. He does not have the magic numbers. He was successful in stopping her from getting the magic number. They both have to go to convention and get on the floor and contest why they are the better person to become president, and they both have to talk about why the other one would be disastrous as president. And I can tell you this, she don't have too much on Bernie to say, but Bernie got a plethora of things to say about her as Secretary of State, her as First Lady, and her as State Senator. Mainly Secretary of State. Matter of fact, he don't have to say much. The news every day is saying something. so he don't have to say much, and that's why we strongly believe that there will be a lot of superdelegates flipping to his side, like a lot of superdelegates flip to Obama's side. See, Clinton was beating Obama, and all of a sudden, the superdelegates went with him. And nobody wants to be tied to a person under FBI investigation. So a lot of things are going on, so please, that's the story. The math is this. They're still neck and neck. We're courting superdelegates right now, pledge delegates. Go to your state convention, fight for those delegates, get them on Sanders' side. Fight, 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 fight. Not literally fight, but just go out there in strong support. Get the numbers up so we can win those delegates. We're personally calling superdelegates, telling them why we believe he should be the best choice and why she's not the best choice. We don't harass the superdelegates. We don't tell them who to vote for. We just talk about why we believe that he should be chosen and let them make the decision. As of now, you got some people that's going to stay with Clinton. Then you got some people say, I left Clinton camp a long time ago, but they haven't took my number off her roll. I'm not supporting her. I'm supporting Sanders. Then you got some people who just gonna say, look, that's my personal business. I vote when I get in that booth. It's none of your business who I vote for. And I can respect that. And last but not least, don't you dare give up. Because like I said before, this is a revolution. This isn't just about winning a freaking nomination in the Democratic Party. Matter of fact, I really have no respect for the party no more after what's been going on. And I really hope he do run third party. But however he go, I'm going. You know, I'll do just about everything he asks me to do, but support Hillary Clinton or vote for her. That ain't ever happening. I don't care who you is. I love Jesus. I love the Lord. But I would have to talk to the Lord a little bit more if he told me to vote for Hillary. And I know he won't have me vote for somebody under FBI indictment. Anyway, all right, so that is the state of the race as of to this day. Nobody's clinched it. Nobody's won this thing. Stop listening to the media. And here's the deal. Bernie Sanders have decided to tell the media kiss his behind, and he's going to be using the internet to get his message out most of the time. Why? Because you know how they do. The media's, corporate media lies. We're going to utilize the internet. We're going to utilize video like my video. I am a news source. I am a commentary. I will come with things to knowledge, the things that I've gotten. I will tell you, whether it's from other reporters, whether it's from other newscasts, whether it's from the newspaper, whatever. I'm going to bring it to you on this platform. Events that's going to happen, I'm going to bring it to you. Things that you need to do, like under here, there's a number under here. This number gives you access. There's an email, not a phone number. There's an email, right? There's a mail link right here. This mail link gives you the opportunity to click, and it's going to connect you to a list of superdelegates. I want you, either you take the template that we already have of what to say to the superdelegates, or you impassionately tell the superdelegates why you believe they will be making a mistake with Clinton and why they need to support Sanders. You put it in. Be respectful. Be honorable. Represent Senator Sanders with class. Do not be spiteful. Do not be mean. Do not cuss. Do not name call. Be a politician. Be a civil servant. And just vote your reasons as a civil servant why you believe Bernie Sanders is the best choice for the nomination of the DNC Democratic Party. Why you believe it. Just say it respectfully. Like I said, you don't have to say it. We already got it on a template. You can use ours. But just say it. And just encourage them to vote. Don't say if you don't vote, I'm leaving the DNC, even though some people, a lot of us probably are thinking about leaving the DNC. No threats, you know. Oh, if you don't vote for him, we're going to vote you out. No, don't do nothing like that. But nevertheless, respectfully, tell them why you're for Sanders, why millions are for Sanders, why millions of independents are for Sanders, while some Republicans are for Sanders, and why me and you as Democrats, why we're for Sanders. And just mention that Hillary Clinton, if she's nominated, she is a guaranteed setup of a Trump nomination. Because the fact of the matter is, if she is nominated as the nominee, and the moment she starts running in the general election, and Comey from the FBI decide to indict her, she has to step down from running for president. And Donald Trump will have nobody to fight her. You can't just push in somebody at the general election. You just can't push it in. Your vice president can't run. This is what I'm told. I could be wrong. But you can't just push in somebody. If your nominee is indicted, she has to step down, and it's an automatic win. It's an automatic default for Donald Trump. So watch yourself, super delegates. All right, anyway, that's the state of the race. I'm Robert Brown. Hey, feel the burn all day, every day. And again, I will be changing the name of the show to Hardcore Politics with Robert Brown. I will have a new YouTube page. I'm going to transfer all this stuff. I'll let you know. And again, I thank you for your support. I thank you for the words of encouragement. I thank you for the people who tell me I should run for office. I don't need that headache. I don't want that. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I like what I do. I like what I do. So, hey, feel the burn, baby, all day, every day. Bernie.
There's only one candidate fighting for us in 2016. It's Bernie or bust. Bernie or bust. Bernie or bust. In 2016. It's Bernie or bust. Bernie or bust. Bernie or bust. In 2016. It's Bernie or bust. Political assassin smashing. What time for some action?